Hi, welcome back to Cowtown Colorworks. My name is Lori, otherwise known as My Cat Pearl on Instagram and Ravelry. I'm definitely more active on Instagram. Welcome back, or I should say I'm back. It's been a while. According to my notes, my last episode was in January. And as I have mentioned before, my mom was having some health issues, and she did since pass in February, so I took some time for me and to, deal with that and life and everything that comes along with losing a parent, emotionally and the day-to-day life things, estates, and so it's been very, very busy time for me. But I decided, with the little help of Loopy Lizzie, I believe is her name, I got an email from, and thank you so much for your kind words. I knew I wanted to come back. It was just the push I needed to get set up. So I'm back. Here, we'll do a little picture. This is one of my favorite pictures of my mom. I think this was taken, oh my goodness, in the 80s, I would have to say. We had some family portraits done. And this is one of her favorites, so I keep it. It's actually in my craft room because I'm getting ready to find a place to hang it. If you notice behind me, I'm in a different place. This is was my mom's room. And I decided to move my craft room up here, and this is a happy place. So I wanted to be upstairs, and it's a little more bright up here for a craft room. The bathroom is convenient for any type of crafting that requires water, I suppose, although the basement has a bathroom too, but it's nice to have it up on the second floor. So that's what I did. So that's another reason it's been so long. I had to go to IKEA and get my shelving unit and move, and I'm not done with all my crafting stuff, but it's a perfect time to go through everything and weed out the stuff I don't need anymore. Old paints and things. That's my washing machine going. If you hear any strange noises, I'm doing laundry and it's getting ready to storm. So we could have some strangeness. But anyway, so going through all my crafting stuff. My allergies are crazy, and it's 85 today and beautiful. Iced tea. So it'll be a regular episode, I think, today. At first I wasn't sure, but I have plenty. I didn't get as much knitting done in the last couple months as I would have liked, but such is life. So we'll do a little bit of life in Ohio, finished objects, works in progress. I have an upcoming, the wind is blowing, getting ready to cast on, and a little bit of a travel. So life in Ohio has been up and down, but it's been getting good. Just been going through my house, cleaning, like I said, organizing, going through my craft stuff, bringing things upstairs, purging a lot of things that I don't need, passing them on to folks that can and would use them. Planning a trip next weekend with Heidi, who used to podcast with me, and some friends. We're going to go to Maryland Sheep and Wool. I'm so excited. It's my first trip there. And so we're going to drive out Saturday. It's about a 6-hour drive from Ohio. And we'll go right to the festival, spend the day, spend the night, go back in the morning. There's a farmer's market of local stuff, from what I understand. We're going to go there, pack it up in a cooler, and come back to Ohio. And then back to work on Monday. So it'll be a fun weekend. And that's next weekend. I'm going to hope to do some videoing. I'm going to have my phone with me, and I'm going to bring a little selfie stick thing so I can take some video of the Maryland Sheep and Wool. I thought that would be fun. What else is going on? Spring is here. Bicycle season is approaching. This year I'll ride for my mom. And, that was cancer that took her. And part of what I do is I ride in Pelotonia. It's 25 to 180 miles. I do 50 miles. But you ride, you raise money, and all that money goes to Pelotonia, which I've talked about before. So that's training season is starting up. And my niece just went home. We did some shopping today because, you need to buy some spring stuff. That's my cell phone. Excuse me, I should turn the volume off on that there. There we go. All right, so, anything else new and exciting? Not really. Well, there is. So I'm thinking of starting a second channel. I know I do this one for my knitting, but and I love knitting, but it's not the only thing that I do, and I don't know if I don't know if it's supposed to is the right word, but if I want to combine the two. But my other one, I think, is going to be called like The Adventures of Lori, and it's trips and traveling, and which is another huge passion of mine, is exploring and doing just adventurous things, dyeing yarn. I mean, that's an adventure. And I have a camping trip with my niece planned for July. I love to travel. I love to vacation, but it's not cheap. I mean, you know, you got to have money and lots of it. But so part of what I do in it that I think is exceptionally fun is I find ways to travel and see the world. But I hate the word cheap, because it's not cheap. I mean, we have a great time. It's just budget. Frugal, whatever word. So my cousins, they go to Pensacola Beach, which is beautiful. It's the Gulf side of Florida in the Panhandle, and it's gorgeous. I've been a couple times with them. A lot of fun. Well, she had mentioned they were going in July, and I was like, oh, that sounds like fun. So I talked to her, you know, of course, and thought maybe my niece and I, Sarah, who she'll be on the podcast soon. She's a teacher, so she's off, and I have vacation time. So I'm like, ooh. So I started looking up prices for hotels, and it's July. It's the week before school starts in most states. It's very expensive. The hotel one night at like a Days Inn was almost $400 a night. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I can't. Whether I could afford it or not, I would not pay for a hotel that has nothing else included to sleep for $400. It hurts me to think about that. Whether I could afford it or not, I wouldn't do it. So I was thinking. I'm like, my cousin's mom and her stepfather have an RV. And I was like, camping. I like to camp. I have all the stuff to camp. The only thing I don't have is a tent that's large enough for 2 air mattresses and fans and stuff. So really, that would be a low overhead. Plus, it's an adventure. I mean, camping on an island. It's island camping. Because you get to Pensacola, Florida, so you have your mainland, and then there's an inlet, and there's this long strip of an island, that's Pensacola Beach. And so there's water on both sides. The bay, and then the open ocean. So I looked it up. It's $26 a night. So for 7 nights, 6 nights? 6 nights. It's like $156, no tax. Yeah. So I booked it. And then I called my niece, and I'm like, we're camping. And she was like, what? Because she's never been camping. I mean, I think she has, but not enjoyable camping. So that's an adventure. Anyway, so that's in July, and we're going camping. So what we're going to do is leave Ohio. We're going to drive to Georgia. We're going to visit my aunt and uncle, my mom's brother, and see them for a few days or a day. I think just a day on the way down. And then drive into Pensacola. So we're not getting into the beach at night to try to set up camp. We'll get in around noontime, which is perfect because check-in time is 1 o'clock. We'll pull in, we'll set up camp, and then we'll see what my cousins are up to, and we'll either go to our own beach or we'll go back. They're going to be like 10 miles down the road, go to their condo and swim in the pool there, or hang out the beach, touristy stuff. There's it's called Fort Pickens Campground. There's actually a fort you can go through. So I mean, it's just going to be fun, exciting. And there's a yarn store in Pensacola. I'm going to the yarn store. So anyway, the whole reason for that rant and my tangent is that I think that would be fun to vlog. But I don't know that this is the appropriate avenue and channel for it. So I'm debating on starting a new channel. And then in October, we have a family cruise that we had planned. My mom was supposed to go. Obviously that didn't work out, but we're taking her ashes. She wants to be scattered in the Caribbean, and so half of her ashes are going with my stepfather. So they were blended. Half are going to the Caribbean. I got a biodegradable container that the ashes are sealed in, and so they can just go right off the ship into the Caribbean. It's a whole planned thing. It's not just like I'm going to throw them off my balcony. I mean, we get with the captain of the ship. You know, we cruise on Carnival, so I would contact them ahead of time. I think 2 weeks in advance. I have to bring the ashes with me. I have to have my mom's death certificate and the certificate of cremation. And there's rules. You have to be able to get the urn through security, but it's fine. It's paper mache, basically, so that'll be fine. And then the ship, we tell them when ideally we would like to do it, and they tell us when it would work. Because there's rules on the ocean as well. Like, I think you have to be in international waters. So whatever, we will say, you know, we want to happen at Grand Turk, and they'll say, well, it can happen the night before or right when we dock, or leave Grand Turk, either way. So that's in October, another opportunity to blog. Plus all my shopping and finding good deals on touristy stuff. I mean, just whatever. So blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking I need another channel. 10 minutes for that. But I want to share in case you are also interested in adventuring type stuff. There'll be some yarny stuff over there as well, but mostly the yarny stuff will stay here. So I can stop squawking and let's talk about some FOs, which I don't really have a lot of, but I do have a pair of socks, and I don't know where my sock blockers are right now. So I have these two, and I don't remember if I showed these or not, but I don't think so. These socks, I did this yarn. These were done on a sock blank that I bought, and it was a double-stranded. I didn't realize that, and I didn't like it at all. I'm going to tell you right now. But I dyed up the sock blank, and then what I did is I sat down and I unstrung it and rolled up 2 balls because I do tandem socks. So, but I did dye this yarn, and these are, I would say this is a fingering weight, and this was 72 inches. I wanted to make more winter slippers, keep my feet warm in the winter time. And it's just my standard sock, vanilla, with the heel flap and turn. And there's 2. And I love the color that this yarn did. It almost is stripy, but not really. It was just a sock blanket. I really just with the different colors. So there's some purples and some blues, and this is pretty true to color up here. I like the coloring up of this. The light upstairs is better too. So I love that. So these were finished. I haven't blocked them, but I don't tend to block my socks, so they probably will never be blocked. But I'll wear these come winter time. And the other thing I finished, what is that? Oh, the cap must have been on it. Helen Stewart Mystery Shawl, the Snow Melt Cowl. And let me find the top here. Ha, here we go. It's pretty big. I'll never get it all on here. Oh my gosh, it is beautiful. I love the I-cord on the edging. I don't love her technique of doing it, and if I had to do it again, and I might do it again, maybe, I don't know, but anytime I find that it has an I-cord, there was a technique that I did with the doodler shawl that I liked a little better, only because I think that this way of doing it, it's a little looser. I don't know, but I like it. This is also some yarn that I dyed. So the yarn itself is Bare from Knit Picks Felici, and I dyed it up. This is 3 different colors, skeins. A pink and reddy speckled, and then one that's more red and pinks, and then a solid, or it's not really solid, but a tonal gray. This was a super fun knit. Always something different going on. If you see all the sections, you know, you may even just have some stripes, but you're changing colors. I love this little bit of, it almost looks like a chevron, and then the waves at the bottom, and then the lace. I very much enjoyed this, and I will tell you, this thing is huge, and it wasn't, I mean, it's a lot of yarn. It'll be beautiful this winter. And warm, but, oh, look at there. It's pretty. There. It blocked big. It was probably half the size, and I was like, ooh, that's kind of small for the amount of yarn that was in it, and it was kind of confusing to me until I blocked it, and then, whoo, boy, did this thing block. So it's my wingspan, and I'm 5'6", so it's big. It's definitely a substantial shawl. So this is all blocked and clean and ready for next fall. And now I have a mouthful of fiber and cat. And, oh, my other finished object, another one, is the Girlfriend Market Bag by Laura Spradlin, I believe. And it is a free pattern on Ravelry. I'll show you in pieces, but I striped it. I love the bottom. And it starts off with a little crochet circle. I don't know what the heck that hole is, but whatever. And then, you know, you work out. There's options. So I did this open weave on size 10.5 circulars. So there is a lot, it's a very big mesh. Because I plan on taking it to my farm stand by my house and bringing produce home. And then the top calls just for garter, which I should have done, but I was trying to get all fancy. So I did 2, and then 2 of the cream or brownish beige, 2 cream beige, and then started off. And then I striped my handle. And this is a crossbody bag. I'm taking it to Maryland Sheep and Wool as well this weekend. And I wanted hands-free. So this is a crossbody bag. And like I said, it's free on Ravelry. I bought this yarn. I don't know if you can see the heather. This is, let me see if I can get the sun to, no. It's like a beigey color with a little bit of pink in it. And then natural. I bought this yarn and I cannot remember the name and I don't know where the tags are. But I bought it Tuesday morning. It was $4.99. It is a linen cotton blend. It knits up stiff, but when I washed it, it softened up a little bit, but not a super lot. But it's going to hold its shape. It's durable. And this is the worsted weight, and I used more of this color because that was the bottom, and then I striped it in. So I could have made it a little bigger, but I didn't want it too large, and the directions kept saying it stretches a lot, and I was nervous. And I think these were $4.99 a skein, which I didn't think was bad for a cotton linen blend. And I also bought, excuse me, I'll show you while I'm at it. At Tuesday morning, this was $9.99. It's Rowan Fine Art Premium Hand Painted Sock Yarn made with merino wool, kid mohair, and mulberry silk. So the proportions are on here somewhere. It's 100 grams. And it is 45 wool, 20 mohair, 10 silk, and 25 nylon. So there is some nylon in it as well. It definitely is a light sock weight. And it's pinks and orange and coral. It is so pretty. And it's 100 grams. And it said on here how many yards it was. I don't remember. And I also don't see a color name on it. 437 yards, so it's a little finer of sock yarn, but it is super soft, sheepy, and it is made, I believe, in Africa? Yes, it's made in South Africa, and it was $10, and I thought it was super pretty. I almost bought a second skein, but when I don't have a plan, I don't tend to want to buy a lot, because I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So that was the only new acquisitions I had, because I really haven't had a lot of time to shop. Okay, so the last finished object I have, oh my god, they kill me. I decided I wanted to make an advent calendar. Now, at Christmas time, I got the Opal advent calendar, and I also ordered from Dramatic Knits a mini skein set through a swap thing. So I had a lot of minis, and I was like, oh, this needs to happen. So I made little mini mittens. Oh, this is the most beautiful green. It's showing up pretty true to color. So I have green. Now these I think are from, I don't remember all the yarns, but these I think are from Dramatic Knits. I have this one. Oh, I've got cat fur all over everything. This burgundy, I definitely think is from, oh, I love this one. From Dramatic Knits. This one is from Dramatic Knits. And I want to say this one is too. I believe this is. Yeah. I mean, how stinking cute are these little mittens? And I'm going to hang them either like on a clothesline, and I might embroider or get like a number something and put the 1 to 24, because I'll show you. I have 12 mittens. This one I know is Malabrigo in the terracotta colorway. It was a leftover from a gift I made for somebody. Oh, I love this color. I want a sweater in this. I really do. This is a mini skein from Opal that was in my advent calendar. This is a mini skein. And this is a mini skein. And then these two I dyed. And I do not know what I did with this mitten, but it is way small. But it's fine. These are two. This was the leftover scrap from the socks I just knit, and then I made a pair of socks out of these a while ago as well. So these are just some scraps, little mittens. So I have the mittens, and then I was like, well, I either need to get 24, so I need 12 more mittens, or why don't I alternate? Now, pardon all the stuff hanging off. This is my measurer. I made little stockings. So I'm going to have mittens and stockings. I'm going to make 12 stockings. Let me take that off. And this is the same stitches. There's 48 stitches. And then this is how I measured up so I know when to start the flap, the little tiny gusset. And then this is when I start my decreases. So I know when I'm making all my socks. It is a little pattern. And then when I Kitchener, I just keep all of this in my bag, and this is my first one, and then this is the second, and I love this yarn colors. I would love to find a full skein of this. And they don't, I mean, the packaging has names, I think. So this is what they look like. They're just little tiny skeins. But it's in German. And I don't see it's 75.25, and this, it's, you know, it's little opals. I have 24 of these little ones. So what I do, like, I'm starting a toe decrease on this one. I'll finish it off, and I'll have a fair amount left of these. So what I've been doing is magic looping them. This is the second one from my scrap yarn blanket. So I just magic loop it on and ball it up, and then when I'm working on one now, then I'll go to this one, and then I'll make, you know, I'll just continue making them with all my scraps. Or if I buy any minis or whatever. And this is just a work in progress, obviously. Because it's a Christmas project, it goes in my Christmas bag. And then all of these are going to get stored away until I finish. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do like a clothesline, or get like an old distressed piece of wood and put teacup hooks on it, and then little loops on each of these, because I still have the scrap, you know, the starting yarns in all of them, except I haven't woven in this one end on anything until I determine what exactly I'm doing. But do I want to put, like, I could even do like a little ring, like a jewelry finding ring, to hook it onto a teacup hook and have numbers 1 to 24. I don't know. I have plenty of time. It's April 30th. If I didn't say that, it's Saturday, April 30th. So I have plenty of time to work out this Christmas decoration, but it was just something I thought, you know, to use up these little minis in a couple different ways. So I can do these. These take approximately 7 grams. Oh, this one doesn't belong. I made a mistake on this one. I somehow got knitting backwards on the thumb. It just looks weird. So I'm going to stuff it with some catnip and sew it shut, and it'll be a toy for my cat. But I wanted, you know, these little mittens take about 7 grams. And the opal balls are 15. So I'm like, well, I can make these and then put the scraps in my blanket and kind of get to see the yarns in different, you know, incantations, if you will. I have no idea what that noise is. I think it's my neighbor. Doing what? I don't know. Now this is, well, it's finished. I'll show you it. It's a project bag I made. Like I said, we're going to the Maryland Sheep and Wool, and I wanted something to commemorate and for all of us. I know Heidi, but I don't know the other 3 women very well. We all got together the other night for coffee, so I met them, but I'm not really knowing them. So I made everybody Maryland Sheep and Wool 2017. And it's a little sheepy. It's so cute. Project bags. And I just bought these. They're muslin drawstring bag. Ironed on. Using my Cricut. I cut that out and ironed it on. And then I made everybody, which I need to find mine, a little set of stitch markers to have as well. So that was just a little something. Oh, excuse me, my shirt. A little something I made to, as a little gifty for everybody to have to get excited about the trip coming up. Now, what am I working on? Because you gotta have whips, right? Which I've been struggling with. Honestly, I've just been making these. They're easy, they're brainless, but I do have other stuff. Oh, and those socks that I finished, I cast them on January 6th. And I know that because it was my first day of jury duty. So during jury duty, I have finished those socks and all of these mittens in one little thing. I could make 2 of these during one day of jury duty. And I would just whip them out while I'm sitting there listening to the cases. I was cleaning up and I found an old whip. And I don't usually leave stuff on the needles, but for some reason, I don't even know what's going on with these. Oh. I was like, why do I have 4 needles? Apparently I'm working on the heel flap on this pair, and this is some dyed yarn that I made. So this one's at the heel flap, and this one has already had its turn and waiting to pick up the gusset. But this is how I knit socks if you're new. I will cast on, you know, the ribbing, and I'll do all my ribbing, and then I'll cast on the next sock and do all the ribbing, and then I'll knit for a while, and I just rotate back and forth until I'm ready to do the flap, and then I'll do. Apparently on this one I decided to do the heel flap and turn, and now I'm working on this heel flap and turn. And then I'll do all the feet, and then I'll do the Kitchener at the same time. And these are on, I think these are knit picks. No, these are on Deborah Norval, little size US 2s. I think these are 64 stitch vanilla sock cast-ons. So these are going with me. And then these will make a little stocking when they're done, and then go into my scrap blanket. So this is part of, I'm getting myself ready to go to Maryland Sheep and Wool. Sorry, I had some dental work and I can't drink out of a straw for another week. That'll be the small project at Maryland Sheep and Wool. And the other project I'm bringing, which I believe this is a paid-for pattern. Heidi bought it for me. She was in Florida at a knit store. I think it's called Your Needles. But it was a mystery knit along, and it's called Secrets. And if you can see, it's a DK weight, big old shawl. And each section is a different color and a different pattern. And I'm just now finishing up Clue 1. I'm in no rush. It's for winter. So the colors I'm choosing are right here so far. This is a Knit Picks Capra, which has, it's merino nylon cashmere, merino cashmere nylon. And I dyed this up. A little bit of purple, a little bit of sage green, a little natural. And then all of my yarns, other than this one that I dyed, are from Pearl Soho in New York. And they are, I need the blend. I have all my tags in my bag, but some of them got ripped. They are, it's Pearl Soho mulberry merino, 80% extra fine merino, 20% mulberry silk, approximately 247 yards. Now when I put it into Knit Picks, it's coming out as a fingering, but it really is reading as a DK to me. But this is what I have. So I have 4 colors of the mulberry merino. I have lichen green, ballet pink, I'll show them to you, This is lichen green. Oh, there's my stitch markers I made. I'll show you those in a minute. Lichen green, so it's almost like a sage. This one is desert blue, and it's like a baby blue. This is the ballet pink, and this is the color I'm working with now, and it's just a really soft pink. Timeless navy, and these are all the same, like I said, the same composition. And then that's the yarn that I dyed up, which is this is DK as well, and it's a little thicker, but I don't really feel like it's that much of a difference. I'm not worried about it. I've tapped into almost all the colors now, and so I just keep them in this big bag. And this is a project that will go with me. It's nice DK, easy to work on, and the Capra is 85% merino, 15 cashmere, 100 grams, 246 yards, and this is 100 grams, 247. So, I mean, I just feel like it's the same. It's the same, and I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not obsessing. Well, I might a little bit, but. And so it's a neat little pattern. You cast on down here. It's like a triangular, I believe. And then you start introducing colors. So up here, I've repeated the desert blue, and I'm into the ballet pink section. So super soft. I feel like it's going to be really warm. And I have another skein of this that I'm going to probably make a pair of mittens or a hat out of, like a headband or something. So this is in progress. I love this pattern. It's, you know, it's not going to be boring. You know, there's a whole section of like seed stitch, and then we're getting into some there's a name, and I've lost me. But anyway, there's some yarn overing holes that I can see you. So it's good. It's interesting, and it's a pretty quick knit. I've been doing a lot of fingering weight and sock weight stuff, and so this one will definitely go a little quicker, make me feel like it's done a little faster. And this is in a sweater bag I made with bicycles all over it for the larger yarn. And then the only other thing I've been working on is my scrap yarn blanket. I need to get the hook out of it. I'm doing, and I started this a while ago. Oh, here's there they are. These are the labels for this cotton linen blend. It's by Fiber Nature, natural fine hand knitting yarns. Cotton linen blend. It's 53% cotton, 47% linen, 100 gram ball, not 50, and it's 170 yards. And they were $5.99. And I picked this up at Tuesday morning. Yay, I found my labels. And this is the magic cake ball that I'm working on now. You see, for the last time I saw you, I did put a place marker. So I was there. So I got a few rows on it. Not a lot. It's getting kind of big. This is definitely not something I work on much this summer, but I will keep making up yarn balls. So when the fall comes and I'm ready, I just love it. I couldn't tell you half the yarn, and I just throw it on there, and I don't care if it's one row. Well, I do care. I don't want 10 rows. Sorry, it's itching my nose. So down here, I think 3 was the max on the corner that I would put in of any one color. And there might be some repeats. I don't feel like there is yet, but there might be. I don't care. It's a scrappy yarn blanket. If I use the same color for multiple projects, it would make sense. So this is the last project I did. There's my lighter pink, darker pink, and the gray from my snow milk cow. Some of this is like leftover from socks. There was my sock yarn where I knitted. That's the Malabrigo. This is like a red, white, and blue that I got from the Simply Sock yarn. This is left over from a hat that I made for my aunt when she was having chemotherapies. This is sock yarn from I can't remember, but it's store-bought, and it's not Deborah Norval. It'll come to me. But anyway, so that's my blanket. I'm still working on it. I leave this actually in a tin, like an old a big popcorn tin, in my living room next to my chair, and I have some balls of yarn at the bottom that just need to be put away. So once I've made a mitten and put it in my yarn, then I throw it behind me in a container and I'll use it for other things. But now that the rows are getting longer, I don't really have to worry about that so much. I just didn't want 20 rows of the same color in the corner of the blanket. So that's everything as far as finished and what I'm working on. Now what's next, and actually it's in here. And I decided that I think I might do some woolies, Lime Brand woolies for this. So it's your wool and acrylic blend. And I'm trying to find a good picture. This is free on Knitty. That's where I found the product, or found it on Ravelry, but it takes you to Knitty. And it's a little shrug. So it's short sleeved, it doesn't go much longer, maybe down, I'm going to have it go to my waist. And then there's a little ruching here which makes it like a little empire waist. And then the top, I'm not sure if you can see, is kind of lacy. But it is done with worsted weight. And I wear a lot of these little sweaters to work. Over like sleeveless sundresses or sleeveless tank tops or whatever. Let me see if that's a better picture of it, you can see it. It's super cute, and it's called Hey Teach by Helene Rush. And it was free on Knitty, just print it off. It, for the size that I'm gonna do, they do it in linen. I think it's like 1,000 yards for me. I think. I'm not sure, I really haven't read too much of it. There's a lace charts, and there's directions. And I'm excited, so I have to decide. And then if I finish this one by fall time, I may cast on this, which is from Cascade Yarns. It's designed by Wendy Bernard. It's called Pima Silk Spring Cardigan, but it's another short sleeve little cardigan. However, I want a Mattermaid, and I want a Mattermaid. Oh no, I lie. I want a Madewell by Joji Locatelli. And I want it out of this, potentially with an accent of this green, with like collar wristbands, maybe, I don't know. Okay, I'm not a small girl. Clearly, you can see this. How long would it take for a fingering weight sweater? If I did it, I would have to start soon, and I would want to go to, because I really want to go to Rhinebeck next year, and I'm kind of hoping the girls that I'm going with this weekend will be up for Rhinebeck next year. This year's out because of the timing with my cruise, but I don't have a cruise next year. Look at that color for fall. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. So anyway, that's my upcoming stuff. Not to jump it off. So my next cast on is going to be the Hey Teach. And I'm totally comfortable having a shawl, a sweater, and socks. The socks I just take to work. The little mini ones or the full-size ones. The mini ones will probably be my work knitting. And then the full-size ones I probably will finish here. And I'll just rotate, but 2 big projects isn't much because I'm not in a rush to have them finished. We're going into my summer. So it's not important that they're done anytime soon. So that's like the extent of it. And all my, oh wait, I did want to show you my stitch markers. Sorry. I love making stitch markers. I have all the stuff to do it. And I've been going to like Joann's and getting, you know, at Joann's and Michael's they have their strings of beads. oh my, they had fruit beads, and they're, I think they're like that clay. Look at that. That's a lemon, a red apple, a piece of watermelon, a lime, and then there's a cut into red and green, or red and green apple. And here's the red one. Where'd it go? The red one and the green one. And a strawberry. And there's a kiwi, but it broke. And I just take, to do these, this type, I take a pinhead one and I put at the bottom a bead, a glass bead. I put the straight pin through, put another bead, bend it. So if you can see there where I bend it, put a small jump ring and then a larger. And I can make it whatever size I want. I think this will go up to like a US 6. This size. Are those not stinking adorable for summer? So I didn't make these for everybody. I made a set for myself. I'll probably make Sarah a set. Perfectly cute. But I did make everybody one of these. It's a glass bunny. And these are glass beads. And the same thing. I took a straight pin thing. I don't know what they're called. With a bead at the bottom, a bead at the top. I bent it. And then I added a Progress Keeper claw, lobster claw to these. I'm not my fat fingers. Oh, there we go. A lobster claw. So they can be a Progress Keeper. And it's a little bunny. Ooh, I dropped him. He's a little bunny. It's so cute. And they had pink and blue and yellow. So we all got one of those. And then I ordered, I don't know where they came from. I think they were like 100 for $6 or $7. And they're the little no coil safety pins in all different colors. And I gave everybody a set of different colors. So they came in black, white, purple, pink, yellow, raspberry pink, red, blue. And I like these a lot, not just for Progress Keepers, but they're nice and big at the bulbous end. So they're nice and big for your larger knitting, or like if I'm doing these little, when I was doing the little mittens, I used a regular safety pin, but you could have totally held some stitches on these. Super easy. So these are the ones I'm going to be taking with me. I don't need any right now, but just in case. I also use these to mark buttonholes or to hold things together if I'm hand seaming. So everybody got a baggie of these and a project bag, or different. I gave them different stitch markers, but everybody got stitch markers, a Progress Keeper, and then some of these little pins. But I'll just throw these in my bag in case I need them while we're there. Ugh, I'm all messed up. I made this shirt with my little cricket. It says Cruising Buddies. It's my group of friends that we cruise with. So I think that's it. I'm going to finish up for the day, get some dinner. It's, well, okay, it's only 3 o'clock here, so maybe not. Maybe lunch. I'm hungry. I'll go have some lunch. And I'll be back soon. Happy knitting, everybody. Bye.